Welcome to Math with Professor V. Now, if trig limits have ever confused you, it's probably not because they're hard. It's because you're missing one key idea. I'm going to show you the exact types of problems students get wrong all the time. And once you see the pattern, they'll actually become really straightforward. So you only need to memorize one fact, and that is the limit as theta approaches 0 of sine theta over theta equals 1. Also, you can flip it because reciprocal of 1 is 1. If you want to also memorize that the limit as theta goes to 0 of 1 minus cosine theta over theta is 0, go for it. However, you could just derive this if you multiply by the conjugate top and bottom and use this. So this is like your bread and butter. Memorize it, get it tattooed, do whatever you need to do. Let's just jump right in. Example 1, we have the limit as x approaches 0 of sine 3x over 5x. Okay, here's the problem. In what I told you you need to memorize, the argument in sine and what's in the opposite side of the fraction need to be identical. They need to be matchy-matchy. And in this case, it's not happening. We've got a 3x and a 5x. So what do? We don't sit around feeling sorry for ourselves. We fix it and make things happen. So what do I wish was in the denominator? I wish there was a 3x, not a 5x. So I'm going to go add it. Well, you can't just go willy-nilly adding 3x's in denominators. I'm going to have to multiply by 3x up top. That way I didn't do anything illegal. I'm just multiplying by 1. And then don't forget we still do have 5x in the denominator. I'm going to write it as 1 over 5x so we don't get confused. Okay, from here we're in a much better spot because 3x is theta. I have the exact same thing on the other side of my fraction. So this entire expression approaches 1. Exactly. Now, what about the rest of it? Well, notice here, I can cancel out this x with the other x that's in the opposite side of the fraction. And so 3 over 1, that's just a constant. That's going to 3. And then this is 1/5. And everything's being multiplied together. So we have 1 times 3 times 1/5, which is 3/5. And we're done. Boom. Example 2, limit as theta approaches 0 of cosine theta minus 1 over 2 theta squared. So nothing's resembling the identity that is our home base, our bread and butter. So what I'm going to do is try to squeeze a sign out of this situation. I'm going to multiply by the conjugate. This is a key trick to use with trig functions. So multiply by cosine theta plus 1. Cosine theta plus 1. So now we'll have the limit as theta approaches 0. The numerator is going to be cosine squared theta minus 1. And then don't multiply out the denominator. I'd say 99% of the time in your math career, you don't want to multiply out the denominator. Now, remember sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta is 1. So if I have cosine squared theta minus 1 in the numerator, this is all actually equal to negative sine squared theta, okay? If it was the other way around, 1 minus cosine squared theta, that's when it's sine squared theta. So don't forget this negative. A lot of students forget this part, so I'm going to put the little watch out eyeballs here. This is a dangerous moment. Over 2 theta squared times cosine theta plus 1. Good? Okay, now I told you, what's our home base? That's right, the limit as theta approaches 0 of sine theta over theta is 1. Can I squeeze that out of here? I sure can. So limit theta goes to 0. This negative and this 2, they're irritating me, they're not helping. I'm just going to break them off from everybody. I've got sine squared theta over theta squared. So I'm just going to pair them up. I've got a sine theta over theta. Here's my other one because everything's squared. And then I still have cosine theta plus 1 in the denominator. Just put a 1 over the top. How's this looking? Fantastic, Professor V. Oh, good. So this is approaching, that's just a constant. This approaches 1. This approaches 1. 1 times 1. Cosine of theta as theta approaches 0 goes to 1. So we've got 1 over 1 plus 1, 1/2. So the limit's going to be negative 1/4. Bravo. Next one here, we have the limit as t approaches 0 of tangent 6t over sine 2t. Now, I didn't give you any identities with tangent, so have no fear. You're just going to have to rewrite it in terms of sines and cosines. So tangent 6t is sine 6t over cosine 6t, and then I'll just put times 1 over sine 2t over here, okay? Now again, what's our bread and butter? The limit as theta approaches 0, sine theta over theta equals 1. So let's try to squeeze that out of here wherever possible. So limit t goes to 0. Sine 6t. What do I wish was in the denominator instead? 6t, exactly. But you can't just go willy-nilly adding 6t. I have to multiply by it in the numerator as well. That way I'm just multiplying by 1. Cosine 6t. This does not involve cosines, so just leave it alone. It's in the denominator. I'm going to write times 1 over cosine 6t. Good? And then lastly, what do you wish was up here instead of a 1? I want it to match. I want a 2t. Very good. 2t up here, and then sine 2t down here. And then, exactly, you have to multiply by 1 over 2t. That way you're not doing anything illegal. You don't want the math police to come snatch you. Okay. Can we clean up a wee bit? Well, this is going to go to 1. Perfect. This will approach 1. Cosine of 0, 6 times 0 is still going to go to 0. This is going to 1. And then, don't forget, this is key. These t's cancel out. So then now this is just a constant. This is just 6. And then again, this is just a constant. It's in the denominator, so it's going to, very good, a half. So what are you left with? 1 times 6 times 1 times 1 times a half, 3. Boom. Okay, last one, we have the limit as theta approaches 0 of sine theta over theta plus tan theta. You have a couple options. I would say my first instinct, though, is to say, tangent theta, we don't have any identities with you for limit, so I'm going to rewrite you as sine theta over cosine theta. Okay. Couple things you could do. You could divide everybody by theta. You could also divide everybody through by sine theta and simplify from here. You might say, Professor V, why? Why would you think to do that? Well, if I have sine theta divided by sine theta, that'll just give me 1. If I have theta divided by sine theta, remember, yes, that still equals 1. If you take the limit as theta approaches 0, and this is flipped, theta over sine theta, that still goes to 1. Reciprocal of 1 is 1. So this is going to turn out nicely. And just from experience with practice, you kind of get good at manipulating expressions, okay? No one came out of the womb doing trig limits, but with practice, you'll get there. Plus, and then look, now this is going to cancel, right? Sine theta divided by sine theta, and I'm just going to have 1 over cosine theta. I think we're in good shape, guys. I know. So theta is going to 0. Theta over sine theta is going to go to 1. Cosine theta is going to go to 1. What am I left with? 1 over 1 plus 1. So a half. Bada bing, bada boom. So these are the most common trig limits, but the ones that really trip students up are when multiple identities are combined. And I'll cover those in a part 2 video. So if this helped, keep in mind I post full calculus breakdowns like this every week, especially for Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc 3, differential equations. So make sure you're subscribed to Math with Professor V. I have full-length video lectures organized into playlists as well. And if you're studying for an exam, this is exactly the kind of stuff you'll see. So don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Math with Professor V. I'll be back sooner than later, guys.